Welcome to Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host.
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg, and we're here for another awesome week here on Around the Bases. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I can't complain. Watching Survivor always makes me a little antsy. I don't know about you, and it's Wednesday. We just watched Survivor.
Yeah, it was another wild one.
Dude, can I just start off by saying this?
Do it. I know what you're gonna say. Say it. Play
If
your
you
damn
have the
idol.
idol, what the heck? Like, seriously. This is the third, you said fourth week,
It's it,
possibly in
it's
a week
possibly, yeah,
in
it's
a
happened so
row that
often
they
that it's hard to
haven't
know.
used. That's it.
Tiffany, Hunter, Venus.
Dude, I know when they were playing it out tonight with they kept going to the edit with Venus. But strategically, it's good to kind of keep that idol. I'm like, oh shit, she's gonna be the one and she's not gonna use the idol.
And she was so close to. She said, I'm not gonna tell anyone about it, which is the right play. And she was doing it until she didn't technically tell someone, but she hinted at it. Like, he's too smart of a player to not pick up on that. That was not.
Charlie's radar was like totally going
He was
off
all
like
over it.
crazy.
He was all over it. Like,
And he was already kind of wavering whether he wanted.
if that was her plan to mention something without mentioning something, she should have planned to play it and blindside them.
Exactly. Like it's interesting you say that because as I'm watching a show, I'm coming up with a strategy that I would play if I was on the show. Here's how I would have played it. I would have absolutely not hinted at having the idol at all. I would have actually kind of pushed them to vote for me. And then I would have been that one vote for Q at the end when I used the idol, and that would have for sure gotten Q out of there. That is the strategy. What is wrong with these people?
Someone
And
voted
then
for Kenzie. It ended up being 5-1 in the votes.
I think Charlie voted for Kenzie personally,
No,
or
he didn't. He
no.
was in on the Venus
Oh,
vote.
he was. So I don't know. But am I right? Doesn't that look like a power move if you do that? You have the idol, you're hiding it, and you're letting them think that they're gonna get you out. Oh, what was me? And then you're the one vote that sends Q home. Like,
Yeah.
or even, I mean, honestly, Maria has put such a target on her back.
Yeah.
But she now has Ben and she has Charlie. And I told you, remember this? I'm going to backtrack. I told you at the beginning of this season, I said Ben and Charlie. I had a feeling
You said they were going far, and here they are, both in the final six.
Jeff Probst, before the season, he had a podcast and he said it's very musical. And I just had this feeling. And, ooh, I, ooh, I was feeling for Ben a little bit today. I was like, you give that man some pizza, but come on, why did Q need pizza? Like, he
Yeah,
just
that
literally
was.
had Applebee's.
And
I
then
would
to
have
make and then
called.
to overemphasize it, he had 23 slices.
Yes, but I would have called. I would have called Maria on that. Honestly, I would have said, the dude literally just won a reward challenge, and he went there. And you're talking about people's bodies breaking down. Listen, give the woman a slice of pizza, Liz. I mean, I don't. She's annoying, and she's not my favorite player. But come on, give the woman some pizza. That's the right. It's a social game,
Yeah, and a bunch of people said, "Don't pick me. Pick someone deserving."
which was nice. That
And then
I
instead of picking someone deserving, she picked someone to play rock paper scissors. That was
that
another
was just a
first.
cop. That was a cop out. That was a cop out though. She wanted to pick Q
Do
anyway.
you do you think that she thought Q was gonna win 100% in a game of rock paper scissors? Because if she wanted
No,
Q, why not just say
no,
Q?
but I think it was. I think she rolled the dice, and I think that she was hoping
At
that he
least
would
she could have
win.
said Q. Listen, she needed the chance, and it was up to you to
Exactly.
win. Yeah.
Exactly. Oof. Oof. So yeah, we're building up to some. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Venus, but I definitely didn't want to see her go yet. I was kind of wanting Q to go, or I mean, I don't. If I was on that tribe, honestly, if I'm Ben or Charlie next week, I need to be looking at Maria because Maria, that's a strong target.
It looked to be that's where it was heading in the preview, and then Maria maybe caught wind of it and was she
She was
needs to
crying.
she needs to win an idol or win immunity.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh man.
The interesting thing too was, had Venus done what she did, but then played the idol, If it would have been 1-1, they would have re-vote, but not been able to vote for Venus. And then the other players would have had to show their cards
Exactly.
on Kenzie versus Q. So I can't imagine a scenario there where Q doesn't go home. They know that he can't play an idol, and now it's down to a head-to-head vote. At that moment, you'd have to vote him out, right? Finally.
It's kind of like, at some point you have to get him out. Otherwise, does that sound familiar to you? That sound like Deal or No Deal Island,
Yeah.
Rob?
Yeah.
At some point you keep saying, I'm going to get this guy out. I'm going to get this guy out. And, it becomes out of your control almost, right? And let's transition to Deal or No Deal Island. I thought the challenge was intense. I was
That was a good Survivor transition because the challenge was very Survivor.
very much Survivor, right? We were talking about that. It was very intense. It was about trotting through mazes. Some were dead ends. They had to at first they had here. So we'll backtrack a little bit. The challenge involved guessing the total number of cases that were put on the board in the season, and so
Which is
they're
a
trying
little
to
bit of Big Brother counting up,
very Big Brother.
right?
Yes. Very much. Yes, because at towards the end of Big Brother in the season, they're usually counting challenges and there's some kind of number game anyway.
Ordering the events of people going home, some
Yeah.
sort of memory.
And I thought of that too. Yeah, when they were playing it, I was like, "Oh, Big Brother Survivor." So yeah, they had to come up with a number, and first out the gate was Amy, who got the right number, which was 75, I believe. She was like, boom, and she was off. And then Rob Rob. How many reality shows has Rob been in?
Too
He's been
many.
in Amazing Race. He's been in Survivor. He hasn't played Big Brother. That's the one. I'm sure it's coming. But and he hasn't played Traitors, right? Did he play first season Traitors?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
he hasn't played.
I
No,
don't
because
think
he was
so.
on that home improvement show that he was doing. So he has been on a million reality shows, for
And he's
lack
been
of a
an
better
advisor
number.
on Survivor in one of the seasons.
So tell me something. How is it that he feels like he could just look at her number? Like what
So
the
that is actually I was gonna say even before the challenge started. If you were watching closely and listening and paying attention, Rob even says they kept this in because of that. Rob says, I see the challenge and I'm trying to look around, get every advantage I can. I'm only half listening." He literally said, "I'm only half listening." And then the next edit is Joe saying, "And remember, you are not allowed to look at other people's." They specifically kept that in. So
and then the next thing you know, Joe's like, "We got a rule break. We
yeah,
it's a rule break." And you
and
see
Rob
Rob
knew it.
looking over her number. I mean, why wouldn't they have a safeguard? That's I mean, not to say that he shouldn't have done that. Of course, he
Yeah,
shouldn't
or
have done
just
that.
throw the numbers off when you're done.
I think it was really to kind of to his advantage in a way, or if someone who's not really good at the game, they can kind of manipulate that rule break because honestly, you're only 3 minutes into the last person, and if the last person's really bad, which it didn't happen to be, Jordan was fantastic in the challenge. But if the last person in had to be bad, you could have kind of manipulated it. You tend to think what is going to happen because they ended it in a cliffhanger, which I hate that so much. I don't
They
like doing this.
did. But I will say about maybe 15 seconds before that cliffhanger, I don't know how closely and intently you were watching,
I
but
wasn't.
one spot they showed a drone shot where it looked like Rob was just a little like around the corner, kind of like a little bend from catching her. Then it showed her get lost and get stuck. To me, unless they're messing with the edit, it seems like Rob is going to have it, but you never
Yeah,
know.
I mean, he wasn't that far behind her because as she was coming back on the hurdles, he was going towards the keys. He wasn't that much behind her, and she has very small legs. I mean, she's very small. And it was very hard for her to get over those hurdles. I
Yeah.
can't imagine her outrunning him in a foot race. I think it was extremely close. I have a feeling. I think you're right. I think Rob does edge her out, which is interesting. But I always try to look in the confessionals after to see the emotions if they have any, to see if it's still lingering. And I couldn't catch any. I didn't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good
The
edit.
interesting thing too was she was the first one in by a significant margin.
Yes.
significant. But then she got cute and went for like the locks and stuff and got lost a couple extra early times. The getting lost on the way back, okay, you got to expect that can happen because you're doing it from memory. But if she wouldn't have wasted the early time, it might not have even come to that, and Rob might be the one going home regardless.
I was flabbergasted by the whole thing. I hope Rob. Actually, I'm rooting for Rob at this point,
I
or
mean,
Rob or Jordan.
how can you not
Rob or
be with
Jordan.
at this point? Everyone's gunning for him for the last. I remember how many weeks ago where we said you got to get him now or you're in big trouble, and here
And
we are, 4 5. He's in the finals, and
they
I
haven't
think the
gotten
way
him.
they filmed it, he is in. He beats her on time, so that knocks out Amy. Then it's a random draw. You only need to be top 2 of 3. That's all it takes. And then he's got 1-on-1 for a chance. So
So we find out too who the banker is, which is interesting to me. And I tried to kind of look when they were showing that shot of him coming out of the. It's definitely a he, I gather, coming out of the helicopter and going up to
I think
Joe.
they've pretty much said it's a he because a lot of the times when they call, they say, "Okay, here's what he said. Here's what you know."
Yeah.
They've alluded to that enough where I think that you're right that's given.
And my guess the whole season has been Howie Mandel, who is one of the executive producers and, of course, the host of Deal or No Deal back in the day. I think that would be an interesting twist. They showed, interestingly enough, and I mentioned this to you on the side, Joe Manganiello did a preview of season 2, which they renewed. And in the preview was Alan Cumming, which was interesting,
Yeah, I think
doing,
that's probably just the NBC Peacock
I
crossover.
think so too.
And you
It'd be
mentioned
interesting.
Howie. It's got to be the same banker from the original show, right? Or do you
Yeah.
think it could be someone new? Because if it's the same
Well, we
one,
never
Howie
saw the
can't be
original
both.
banker. We
But
never
he
saw
can't be
the.
talking to himself
I
when
don't
he's.
know. Maybe it's a
I
new
mean,
banker. I don't know. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
possible, but I'm thinking it's got to be someone else in like the NBC. I took a random stab. I'm sure it's
What do you
wrong,
think?
but it's not gonna be him. But like someone like a Jay Leno, who's involved in NBC,
Yeah.
involved in Peacock.
I can't do
Some.
Jay
It's
Leno.
probably not him, but it's got to be some sort of person connected in some affiliation. I think.
Speaking of the universe, the Peacock universe, right? Can we kind of guess that possibly we see Amy on season 3 of The Traders?
Interesting. Interesting.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
I could see some people from this show, or maybe even Aaron.
Aaron,
People seem to like
Aaron,
Aaron.
Amy, and Rob, maybe?
Rob is always going to be a possibility,
Yeah.
especially if the ratings were good because of him initially.
I think it's very I think it's a good bet that we're going to see 2 or 3 people from Deal or No Deal Island on season 3 of The
Got to
Traders.
think at least one.
At least one.
Maybe they hope
Uh,
for two. Someone has a schedule conflict. Who knows? But you got to think at least one.
I think so too. I think some of the people I'm already guessing for season 3 of The Traders. I think Taylor Mack from Big Brother is a possibility. I think
Definitely.
some people from this season of Survivor are a possibility. Um, I don't know. We'll kind of see where it kind of goes. But yeah, I look, I'm a fanboy for the trader, so I'm already
I
thinking,
know,
and you
right?
are too. I'm already
Yeah,
thinking season 3. Like, what can that
I
be?
know. It's so good. It's still, I know we've said it before, but it makes me want to go back and watch the UK version.
Yeah, so good. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, get on Peacock and watch it. I love it. Speaking of streaming reality shows, my transitions need to get better, but I'll be okay.
That one wasn't
So,
bad. That one wasn't
not
bad.
bad. So we have episodes 9, 10, 11, and 12 of The Circle. And I'm going to preface this for our audience. I have seen the finale of The Circle. Charlie and Rosie have not yet. So I will not be spoiling anything or
It
talking
just
about
dropped
it.
tonight, so
Yeah, but I had to see it already. So
so
yes, it
some
just
people
dropped.
may not have heard
No.
it either. So
So
we won't
we're
be
not
spoiling
going
that.
to be spoiling the finale of The Circle. So you don't have to go anywhere as long as you've been up to episode 12. We'll talk about it. Now, it's I don't know about you, Charlie. It's kind of hard to spoil stuff for the trade for the trader for The Circle when they have an elimination maybe every 3 or 4 episodes.
You can almost guarantee that it's going to cliffhang.
Oh,
Always
and
going to
this
end right before.
episode 12 did just that.
Did not disappoint.
So we end up with Olivia, aka Brandon, as the influential player who has total, people do not.
100% of the power. It's he
Yeah,
super secret. influencer,
That's
so
a
no
big
one
piece.
knows who it is.
And
And
so now,
it's the final opportunity to remove someone before the finale.
now,
So if Brandon, Olivia,
I
doesn't playing, but it's always so interesting when they're playing a catfish.
yeah,
But
yeah.
and I like how they always cut to people too saying what I think it was Lauren who's like, or it could be a guy sitting there, and then it cuts to him. Like it's like they do a good job with that.
Oh,
But
I can't wait to see the reactions on the finale of him and especially him with Kyle and seeing
yeah,
them.
but I mean, at this point, if
I'm saying that
he
without
doesn't take a
knowing.
shot to win the game, it's on him. Like
Yeah,
you have to vote out the person who either A, you think has the best chance to win regardless, or B, the person who's going to rate you the worst that you think because you're playing to win yourself,
it's a
right?
numbers game in the rankings. Exactly. So, and you have to think about that. Like, who do you think the rest of the group is kind of going to rank? And then how can you rank other people to kind of get yourself up there?
You know what this always reminds me of?
What?
There's a great episode of The Office. It's one of the Halloween episodes. Oscar's dressed as a as a straight person, and everyone votes for Oscar as best dressed because they cuss to them. Well, when you going to win, you vote for someone you don't think anyone will vote for, and every single person votes for Oscar,
I
and
do
Oscar was
remember
the
that
only one who
episode.
didn't want the prize. Oh, that was just such good writing that episode.
And Oscar is such a great character.
So
Like he just
that could happen here.
it could happen. You don't know. Well, I do, but you don't know. You don't know.
You know, but you don't. But
I do. I will
you
not
you're
do.
keeping your
You're
poker
my
face.
friend, and I will not do that.
You're keeping your poker face. I
It should be a
appreciate
good
it.
finale, and I look forward to it. And you definitely have to text me after you watch it because we have to debrief on a couple of things. There was one specific thing that I won't mention here that kind of upset me, and we'll talk about that next week when we talk about the
Was it
finale.
gameplay or was it
No,
okay?
no, it wasn't gameplay.
Interesting. I'm excited to hear
Yeah.
about it.
I'm looking at the standings, by the way, to see what's going on here. I'm not a fan of the Cardinals, by the way, bro. Ugh.
Hey,
Why?
that it was a kind of a sweep for the Mets. They didn't
Yeah,
lose. Like
after
the
they
third
were
game got
killed by
rained
the
out.
Rays. I mean, the Rays kind of whipped their butts.
They
Now, if
needed it. They were
next
slumping.
week, dude, if the freaking Marlins beat the Mets, I give up. Like, what
Nah, the Mets are
we
playing.
should do all
Mets are
right.
playing
We're
pretty
playing
fine.
good.
They're playing fine.
We are. I'm just kidding. How are the Cubbies doing? I haven't been double checking. How are the
They
Cubs?
took the series against Milwaukee at home, which was big. Put them
Excellent.
into tie for
Always
first. And then they lost two out
council's
of three.
former team.
They lost their first home series of the year, but they took one of three from the Padres.
Did you go to that series?
No, I
Uh,
did not. We didn't go to either of them.
yeah.
They played
So
during the day today.
yeah, day games are rough, and I don't know if the people in the audience know. And up until like 1988, that's all the Cubs did was play day games. They didn't have lights at Wrigley Field, so
Do
that
you know
was
when the first night game officially at Wrigley
this
was?
is July of '88, I think.
Close.
When was it?
You have the day, except that the game got rained out, and then it ended up
Oh,
playing the next day.
wow. So I met Erica in May of '88. So I remember almost everything that happened in 1988. That was one thing because I remember Harry Carey made a big deal out of it. He was in the booth at night with the lights on at Wrigley Field, and I was actually excited for. I don't know. I think in a past life I lived in Chicago or something because I've always kind of had the Cubs right here. I don't know why. It's a
That's a good
weird thing.
memory because it's supposed to be 8-8-88, which is the easiest way to
Yes.
remember it. But the game got rained out, so they actually played it on 8-9-88. So everyone always says 8-8-88. Act technically it's a trick question, and it's 8-9-98. 1988, I should say.
88. And honestly, I mean, in the scheme of things, it's within both of our lifetimes. So the fact that the Cubs were playing in the daytime only, and I mean,
Isn't that crazy to think about?
used to, I guess, if you lived in Chicago, you're Chicago land, as they call it, and you literally had to take off of work to go watch your Cubs play
Yeah,
sometimes.
unless it was Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, I was gonna say those weekend games must have been jam packed at Wrigley. I mean, it must have been very hard to get tickets at that point because you got families taking their kids and whatnot, and of course you had kids. I'm sure during the day going off to Wrigley and taking the train over there or whatever, however they got there. But yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to Wrigley, so I'm excited next month to be going to my first ever games at Wrigley. I'll be like a kid
How
in a
many how
candy
many
store.
parks have you made it to so far?
Not a lot, actually. Not definitely not as many as you. I've been
But
to
at least I know you've been to Truist. I know you've been there.
Yes, I have with you twice.
So
I've
at
been to
least
Truist, Marlins Park, Tropicana Field, which is a dump, as I've told you. I've been to
obviously Mets and Yankees.
City Field. I have not been to the new Yankee Stadium.
But you've been to old.
Old Yankee Stadium, which is, I mean,
So that I
yeah.
like I like to say that counts as the list, and then you can double count it once you go
Okay.
to the new
So I've
stadium.
been to Old Yankee Stadium, I've been to Shea Stadium, I've been to City Field. I've been to Camden Yards, which is my favorite of all the parks, honestly. Love Camden Yards. And I've been to Dodger Stadium.
Okay,
Love
so
Dodger
that's at
Stadium.
least seven.
So there you go. I'm getting there.
Are
And
the
now
is that are
at
that is that
Wrigley.
it? Just
That's
those?
it. That's it, man. I'm adding Wrigley to the list soon. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, not even
I
like
do want to go to
Philly or
Fenway.
Pitt or Fenway.
No,
None of them.
no.
Okay, so
See, when I lived in Jersey, I was a kid still, and my dad he would not go to a Philly game. My dad was a diehard Met fan. So we would go over to Shea and he would take me to
what if the
Shea.
Mets were playing there?
He still wouldn't give Philly money. He would not give Philly money at all. Like, and I don't know if you know this, and I'm sorry in advance if you're a kind, but some Philly fans are rough. They're the roughest
I
fan
mean,
base.
they
They're
they are
they're
they're known
they're
for
greasing
booing Santa.
poles, and they're greasing poles. I
Yeah.
mean, let's call it as it is. Yeah. So I have never been to an Eagles game. I have not been to the old Veterans Stadium. None of that. Yeah. So yeah, I still have a lot of parks to go to. So hopefully, I mean, we're
Hey, that's all right.
Camden
Cubs will be
Yards.
8.
And Camden Yards was like a big deal. We were going on a cruise out of Baltimore, and I said to Erica, I'm like, we have to go see the Orioles at Camden Yards because die hard. I mean, I love the Orioles are my AL team as we've talked about, and so I love that park. That is like a ballpark. It's one of my
Camden's
favorite.
great.
It
Camden's great.
is. It's classic. It's just such a classic. And it poured rain that day, of course,
Of
too,
course it
later
did.
in the day. But yeah, we're gonna flip the switch, by the way, folks, this week. I have some things for Charlie to guess.
I'm excited.
I
I'm
love it.
looking forward to it.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you the general category that the object is. I mean,
Okay.
it can't be totally. And there's three different objects. Two are sports related and one is not.
Okay.
I will not tell you which one is not yet. So you'll have to kind of
So
guess
so
that.
we're doing the sports ones first?
I don't know.
Oh,
We'll
you're doing
see.
them out in any order. Okay.
No,
Wow,
this
you're
is a
really
sport.
making it
This
difficult.
is a sports one. Okay.
Okay.
I will tell you what it is, and you have to guess
Well,
who
if
it
you tell
is.
me what it is, it'll be easy.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and get. All right. Go ahead. Start the process. I'm new to this side of the field. So all right. Go ahead.
Okay, well, first you could say generally the item. Is it like,
Okay.
are we talking bobblehead? Are we talking,
It's a baseball.
it's a baseball? Okay, so we're most likely talking autographed.
Yes.
Okay, so far so good. Um, I'm
I
gonna,
have some clues for you if you want.
sure, yeah, let's get some
All right.
clues going.
First of all, there's a baseball. And
Okay,
my hand is over the autograph, obviously. All right, let's give you let's see. All right, here we go. This person was a 14-time All-Star.
14-time All-Star. Okay,
Veteran, not currently playing.
retired.
Retired, yes.
Okay, 14-time
Um,
All-Star.
a 7-time Silver Slugger Award winner.
Okay, so now we know it's a hitter. I assume
Um,
it was not an NL pitcher winning a lot of Silver Sluggers,
he
but
won
it's
a
possible.
Golden Glove Award 13 times.
13 golden gloves. Wow. 13 gold gloves, 7 silver sluggers. So great fielder, great hitter, 14-time All-Star.
Um, I'm trying to look at the clues that wouldn't necessarily give it away, but most of them will now. He did enter. He is a baseball Hall of Famer.
Okay, I mean, I would assume with
Yeah, with those numbers.
the for said accolades that he was probably in the Hall of Fame.
Now, you know this
13,
person,
7, and 14-time All-Star. I mean, that's crazy.
this person has to be related to me
I
in
know.
my fandom.
I have a couple thoughts in my mind.
Okay, this will kind of give you this will narrow it down. You want to say some of your thoughts first?
I'm thinking maybe could it be Gary Carter?
That's an interesting guess. No.
Okay, and it's not Gary Carter. Okay,
I'll tell you why it's an interesting guess in a little bit. I don't want to
because
give it
it's a
away.
catcher and it's Mike Piazza.
It's not Mike Piazza.
Okay, but it's related to you. So I'm
Okay.
thinking, okay, throw one more clue out there.
He was the 2003 National League Championship MVP.
2003 NL Championship MVP. That means, wait,
So your mind went to the Mets, right?
right? So it's obviously a Marlin, but I thought Derek Lee won it. No, he must not
Um,
have.
this person was a 2006 ALCS champion.
Oh three Marlins, oh six ALCS. We played in another World Series in oh six. Oh, I know who it is. Miguel Cabrera. No, not Miguel Cabrera. He was too
Um,
young.
1999 AL MVP.
Okay.
Let's see. Obviously 2003 World Series champion. You know the team.
Yeah, it's a oh
Um,
03 Marlin, but he won
he he
13 gold gloves,
I think you're
seven
going to get it
silver
on this. I
sluggers,
think
and
you're going to get it on this
14.
clue.
Okay.
He's a member of the Texas Rangers Hall of Fame.
Texas Rangers Hall of Fame.
And you had the position right earlier.
Oh, it's Pudge.
Ivan Pudge
It's Pudge.
Rodriguez.
Wow, that's
Yes. Signed
great.
base. Well, there it is. Signed
Oh,
baseball.
it's Pudge, of
Yeah,
course.
it's
Wow.
Pudge.
So
That was good though,
Pudge was the
Charlie.
MVP. I thought it was for some reason in my head was thinking it was Derek Lee, probably because he had
Yeah.
that huge
Derek
hit
Lee
that
was great
crushed
too.
us. And then the
You know,
Cubs signed him the year after.
I had to get something about the 2003 season.
Pudge is great. Pudge is great.
Love Pudge is like, yeah. And I don't know, people he's mostly actually thought of really as a Texas Ranger more than a Marlin even.
Yeah, no, and that's where my mind was going.
Yeah.
And
I
at
told
first
you
I
that
was
as
just
soon as I
thinking
said
Matt with the
that.
first two guesses, but
And when you said Gary Carter is catcher, I was
that's
like,
when I was like,
oh,
catcher,
okay, okay.
okay. But then I thought the Mets part was still right. That's why I was like, okay, and that's why it's Mike Piazza, another Met catcher who probably doesn't have quite as many.
And we're gonna flip it up. We're gonna switch it up. And
Okay,
this
so
one
this is
is
the
not
non-sports one.
sports.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what item is. It's a Funko Pop.
It's a Funko. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
there we go. So
Is
it's
it
a
is it Marty McFly? No way I got it on the first
you
guess.
suck.
No, I didn't see it. I swear I did not see
Yes,
it.
I know. I know.
No, was that
Dude,
right? Was that
dude.
right?
All right, no, it's specific Marty McFly.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
But yes, it's Marty McFly. You are unbelievable, bro.
I mean,
You know,
if you were gonna go with,
Back to
you
the
know,
Future.
A Tim original, an OG Tim,
You suck.
that was my
You're
immediate
great.
first
That's
thought.
awesome, dude. You did it. That's good, dude. I'm impressed. All right, all right. Yes, it's
That's
Marty
good.
McFly.
Is
It's a
it is it
specific.
is it the vest one?
No,
Okay. Does he have the DeLorean with him? Which I don't know which specific one. I'm not as familiar with all of them. Is he with? Oh, 1955.
1955.
So young Marty.
That's so funny that you
Oh,
got
that's
that. I love
great.
it. I had
That's
it.
great.
You're a huge Funko Pop collector, so I had to have one of these
Yeah,
up
I
there.
showed off the Homer Mr. Sparkle last week.
Yes, you did. So I
Flip to
had
the
to.
back for a second.
Sure.
Who else is in that? Yeah, that's what I always like looking
I
at.
have all
Who
of
else
them.
is in that set? Can you read
So
them
we
off? I
have,
can't see
yeah,
them.
yeah. We have Marty 1955, Marty with the glasses, the future Marty.
Yep.
We have Doc with his helmet, the mind reading helmet. Doc from 2015, Marty in the puffy vest, which is the one you thought it was. Marty in the future outfit with the silver cap, and
Okay.
Biff Tannen.
And Biff. That's
McFly,
great.
McFly.
Oh, that's great.
All right. So the last item before I lose my light altogether. Here we go.
And we're
Let's see.
back to sports.
All right. Yes, we're back to sports. This is a
Are we still sticking baseball?
yes, that's my huge thing. I have some football stuff, but uh this is a piece of memorabilia.
Piece of memorabilia. Okay, a little vague, and I like it, keeping it mysterious. Is it an autograph of some sort?
Yeah, it's autographed. Yes.
Okay. It's a piece of memorabilia. Is it an actual base
Not a
or a
base,
bat?
not a bat, but
Is
you're in
it
the right
is it a
ballpark.
is it rubber? Like a rubber signed pitching rubber?
It's not any equipment like
Not
that.
equipment.
Like
Okay.
that.
Like that. Okay. So is it a helmet?
You're getting closer now. Yes, it's something
Catcher's
like
gear.
that. It's not catcher's gear,
Okay.
but it is
Batting
worn
gloves.
by a player. Oh, I was going to have that, by the way, and I did not
Okay,
bring
so
it,
it's
but
a
it's not
game
batting
worn
glove.
jersey.
It's issued, team issued.
Team
It's
issued
not. It's not
team
a
issued
jersey,
hat.
not a hat.
Team issued pants.
Um, no.
What
Uh,
else is it? What else is a team
let me.
issuing here? Oh, team issued cleats.
Yes.
Really? I thought that the players had their own. Okay.
Well, it might be play. I don't know if it's team issued. It's the player's cleat. Let's put it that
Oh,
way.
okay. Players cleat.
Mhm.
Now, is it gonna be way too obvious? And am I just gonna go right off the bat and go polar bear? Pete Alonso?
It's not Pete Alonso. Here's the cleat. I have the autograph on the other side. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so for those that aren't watching, it's sleek black, it's Nike, blue on the bottom. It looks
Oh,
like it
there's a
could.
number there.
Oh, I didn't see it. It looks like it's staying Mets themed. Is that
It
accurate?
is Mets. That
Is
is
it
correct.
is it recent or is
It's
it
it's a current player.
okay? I've got a couple ideas. Is it Lindor?
No,
Okay, then
you're
it
getting very
could be.
close.
Is it
Getting-
Beatty?
no, it's a player that we've kind of talked about in the last couple of weeks a number of times.
A number of times. Current player on. Is it Francisco Alvarez?
No,
Okay, it's it's not the squirrel. It's Javi?
no,
No, it's Lindor.
no.
No,
Who else is known on that team for smiling like
I
a
thought
crazy person?
Lindor's a known smiler.
He is, but there's
Okay,
someone
a
else.
known a known crazy smiler on
He's
the
a
Mets.
religious guy.
Is it Edwin Diaz?
No,
Wow, I'm naming a lot of Mets here. Starling
this
Marte,
guy signed. Oh, let me tell you, this guy signed a big contract a couple of years ago.
big contract a couple of years ago.
And sometimes people, this will give it away. So you
Okay,
ready for
okay,
it?
not no, you don't need to give
All
me
right,
that
no,
one
all
yet.
right, right.
Signed a big contract a couple of years ago. Is he currently healthy?
Hmm.
Okay. Is it Nimmo? Brandon Nimmo?
It is.
It is Brandon Nimmo. Ooh, look at that signature. Is that silver?
Yeah, silver ink, Nike
Brandon
cleat.
Nimmo. He had a homer yesterday or the day before again.
It's hard for me to
He's hit a couple
understand
big
that he
homers.
actually used this because it's too clean. But
Batting
but
practice,
yeah,
maybe.
maybe batting
He
practice.
just
But
took some
yeah,
rips in it.
I
They said,
have
"Here, wear
another.
these for BP so we can auction
I
them
have
off."
one that's bright orange, Michael Conforto, but I thought that would be weirdly
Um,
confusing
since
because
we're
he's
on
not.
Mets autographs, I just want to
Yeah.
bring up this one story that you told me that was
Oh,
amazing. You probably will need actually finish the correct info, but you had they incorrectly sent you something that was supposed to be Pete Alonso, and you didn't get it. So the rep
oh
instead
yeah, yeah,
sent
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
No, yeah. So what happened was actually, I won on an auction through the St.
That's what it
Lucie,
was.
Port St. Lucie
Port St.
Mets,
Lucie. Yep.
an autographed jersey by Juan Lagares, I believe it was. Just it's just it was cheap. I like cheap memorabilia, so I was like, oh, let me bid on it, and I got it.
And
And
then there was like
so
a 3 month order delay or
it was a
something.
long delay, and I wasn't complaining or anything, but after 3 months, I kindly send her an email like, "Hey, what's the status of this?" So she goes, "Oh my goodness," because it was right after COVID. She's like, "I'm so sorry, we didn't get this out to you so quickly. As a thank you, I'm gonna send you something with that,
A
is
bonus
I'm so
gift.
sorry, a bonus gift, etc. I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine, no problem. And so I get
So for
the
next to nothing, you got your autographed game used jersey that you were expecting,
yes,
plus
plus a baseball signed by the Port St. Lucie Mets,
the
but not just the
entire
Port.
spring training team.
No,
Or I
the
mean the
minor
minor league
league
team.
team
Yeah.
from 2016 or something like that, or whatever it was, and Pete Alonso is one of the
First baseman
autographs.
Pete Alonso, he turned out to be okay.
I
Fourth
think,
fastest in
yeah,
the
I think
majors to 200
so.
homers.
I
Not
think
bad.
so. And I listen, when I got the baseball, I was like, oh, cool, an autograph baseball. And I'm looking, I'm like, and I literally dropped the baseball because when I Pete Alonso's autograph for me, I pick it out of a lineup, quickly. And dude, that was a cool memory. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's just a cool memorabilia story.
That was one of my favorite stories I heard. I was like, that
Yeah,
is talk about winning a sweepstakes and then
that
winning
was
a
a get.
sweepstakes within it.
Yeah, and
That's
I
like the
have
ultimate Tim sweepstakes win right there.
and where these come from, I have so many. Like I have literally two right now. Brandon Mo batting gloves that are very dirty, that are definitely game used. When you go to a game and they have like the charity tables of the
Yeah,
autograph
the
items
mystery
that you bid
balls.
on. I love that stuff.
Me
So I
too.
literally I bid they were like $35 for a pair of used batting gloves of Brandon Nemo signed. He even signed them. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I got them. And he's like, yeah, you want to buy another pair? And I'm like, sure. And this is before Nemo he was kind of average at the time. And yeah, I need to, the thing is, I don't know about you. I need to honor my collectibles more and really display them the way they deserve to be displayed. That's something I really need to work on because I'm not doing that currently. They're kind of just in a corner and hodgepodge and stuff. And just like there's a hodgepodge behind me, you know,
Save it
so
for a rainy day. I hear you get a lot of those in Florida.
we do. But I'm bumped. Now watch, I go to Chicago next month and it's gonna be
No, don't say it. Don't
stop it.
say
Don't
it.
say it. Don't
Don't
say
say
it.
it.
Don't throw that out there.
It may
Um
be one day of the three, but the we should get the games
we should.
in. And if you had to, let's just say right now, if you had to pick one player to start your MLB franchise with today, pick one. Go.
But Mike Trout.
Mike, keep present day.
Oh well, no, he's hurt right now.
Okay, but I'm talking about you're a
Show
franchise owner.
Shohei Otani.
That's your pick. Hey, look at
Yeah.
that. First guess, you got it.
Ah, boom, Shohei Otani.
This is
Oh
his first one as a
man.
Dodger.
Oh, that is so cool. I
Welcome to
love that.
LA.
The
He's got
palm
the
trees.
I don't know. Have you been do you like John Mulaney?
I do.
Have
Yeah.
you been watching any of his new
I have
Netflix?
not.
He's basically hosting a 1 week talk show where he's bringing on guests and it's just like and it's live every night. This is so funny that this is totally
I saw a
random.
picture of him with
But
Shohei.
yesterday's episode, or actually it might have it's today's one, Monday's episode, the topic they were talking about in LA was palm trees. And look, there's a big palm tree right there.
I
It's
love
I
that.
think you'd like it. It's
I have to check it out.
yeah, Richard Kind is like his like sidekick, kind of like your Andy Richter type.
Can
And
we
then he
just mention
brings on they talk about an LA issue each time, and then there's like a little
he is
skit.
one of the funniest guys. He's that stealth kind of funny guy. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
speaking of funny, can we just mention real quick that Netflix roast of Tom Brady?
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my!
If if you're listening to this right now and you need just to put
Laugh
everything
your ass
aside,
off.
just do yourself a favor and watch that.
It's so funny. Oh my! And
I
Nikki
swear,
Glazer
we are family. Nikki Glazer again absolutely destroyed it.
killed
I
it,
was laughing
ripped him to
so
shreds.
hard at her. Oh my goodness, she was by far the funniest. And
The funniest.
there were a lot of good ones, but man, Nikki, she killed it.
Can I say the funniest one for me when she said it? And I'm not going to say it like her. I don't have her delivery, but she's like, "Yeah, Tom Brady lost $30 million in crypto, and Rob Gronkowski like me
She's like,
no
even
me
Rob
no."
Gronkowski wouldn't fall for that. Me know that not real money. That was hilarious.
Oh,
Absolutely hilarious.
and then the camera work was brilliant because then they cut to Gronkowski.
And he was dying. He was dying. when they get someone good and the person who got roasted is enjoying it and laughing it, that's when you know it's good.
And honestly, as a Buffalo Bills fan, I've never been a big fan of Tom Brady, unlike the rest of the universe. But mad respect for him to sit there and, I mean, he was paid a lot of money, but still to sit there and have his family
Yeah.
roasted, and
I
I
saw a
mean,
meme
it's
today
just
where someone said Tom Brady's next level smart. He got paid $30 million for people to make fun of his wife.
it's so funny. I know. So bad. And it was like it was like the roast of Tom Brady and Giselle Bundchen. Really, it was like a dual roast. But Nikki Glazer,
Oh my goodness, she was
she is
so
so
funny.
brilliant. She's
She
so
was
funny.
so
And
funny.
that
Please,
raised
please
her.
go out and watch that and
And
watch
watch
Nikki
Nikki
Glazer.
Glazer. She's freaking
She's
funny. Like she
hilarious.
is so. And we're not just saying that because I saw her in person, and
I
that's
liked her way before that.
yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I that was one of the guesses I got at that show. So yeah, unbelievably funny. Netflix, The Roast of Tom Brady. Definitely watch it. It's worth. And Kevin Hart killed it. It was
He
funny.
was, oh my God.
So
And
funny.
the back and forth with Nikki and him for that 45 seconds, she went straight on Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was dying laughing.
It was so
He was
good.
dying.
It was so funny. Oh my God.
It
It was
was
just
great.
it was good. It
Everyone
was
should watch that. Highly recommended.
very much so. There was one person who came out who kind of Ben Affleck.
Oh, I thought
Don't
you were
do
gonna say
that.
Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah, you
But
if you
he
it
killed
is a little
Batman and he
long, so
killed the
if
roast a
you
little bit.
it is a little long, so if you want to take out
Fast
five,
forward
six
to the
minutes
Ben
of it, you could
Affleck.
skip Ben Affleck. Yeah, he was
Totally
definitely the worst.
terrible. It was so bad. I'm sitting there watching it going, what's happening? Like I was so deflated. It was like I was
Yeah.
laughing and I was like, oh, this is the laugh break. This is when I don't have to laugh
This
anymore.
is, I mean, it was 3 hours, so you had
It
time to
was.
go refill your water, get a snack, use
It
the
was so
bathroom.
good. I didn't even want to pause it during
It
the
was,
rest of it.
oh, it
Like
was so funny.
I thought, I'd pause it here and there, do whatever I have to do, and
It was,
I
you couldn't.
couldn't, I
It was,
couldn't
yeah,
stop it.
especially when it was live and happening in real time.
I was like, Charlie's gonna text me something funny, and I'm not gonna be up with the stream, and it was great. It was what a
Yeah,
great week! What a great
yeah.
week! So
Netflix is doing good, a lot better with that live stuff. I'm telling you. I think you
excellent.
should check out the John Mulaney stuff too.
I'm
You'd like
definitely
it.
gonna check out the John
They're
Mulaney.
just like a normal talk show. They're just an hour.
So what do we got coming up this week? We got the Circle finale. We got Survivor, almost a finale. I think
Getting
not yet.
close.
Getting
Maybe they're down to
close.
six, so
There's two
maybe one
episodes
or two
left.
more. Yeah,
Yeah, and then we have, of course, Deal or No Deal Island is ending, and I don't know. Have you been watching The Amazing Race? That
I
is
have
ending
not.
also. It's been okay. There was something that happened last week. A team got eliminated because the camera crew got lost. It was weird.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wait, so the camera crew that was following that team got lost, and that's why they
yeah.
lost?
And so there's a rule on The Amazing Race that if you lose your camera crew, you cannot you have to stop and wait for them to catch up with you. So this team drove to the next challenge and waited for the camera crew, and it was like an hour and a half later. The producers finally told them just go ahead, and they went with another camera crew, and the camera crew didn't end up showing up until even later than that, and that team got eliminated. And they
Wow.
were one of the first or second teams
Oh,
in the
that's
lead.
brutal.
So yeah, I'm hoping they bring them back for
Scandal
another.
was one of the other teams bribing the other team's camera crew.
I'm
Diabolical.
not throwing that out there. But yeah.
And we
All right.
finally have a date announcement for Big Brother.
Yes, July 18th. Big Brother is coming back. Interesting enough, sometimes in these announcements, there are clues as far as what the season is going to be, and the announcement involves Zingbot, which is interesting.
Yes, yes.
Is it going to be a comedy season or something?
Or maybe Zingbot is a co-host for the season.
We'll
That was
see.
a pretty good Zingbot impression.
They're still
That's pretty good.
casting. Yeah, it's pretty thanks. I appreciate it. They're still casting Big Brother season 26. So if you're interested in being a contestant on Big Brother, by all means do it. There's a lot of shows out there casting right now. If you're interested in being on a
For
game
the
show,
one that
reality
starts
show.
in 2 months, they're still trying to fill it.
Hmm.
That's actually kind of crazy. You would think
It's
by now that they'd have the cast.
they brought on extra casting teams, so I don't think they've kind of found the mix that they were looking for
So
yet.
they,
That
if
happens.
theoretically they have a group, but they'd like to improve it.
Probably. They'll never tell you that. They're very hush hush in that. Understandably, because it's their baby, it's their project. And part of the allure of Big Brother is that first day when we're getting to meet the house guests. So, but yeah, we'll be talking, definitely Charlie and I will be definitely covering Big Brother every week without a doubt. Yeah, so I'm excited. I can't wait. Hopefully, Traders 3 will be filming soon. I know they just went to film the next season of Survivor. They're actually in Fiji right now filming it, which will air in the fall. Amazing Race was pushed back to the winter, mid-season, so that they're having a new reality show, something about a mountain. I forget exactly. It's a Summit, I think it's called.
Summit, yeah. I
Yeah,
saw a
Summit.
commercial for that during Survivor tonight.
Doesn't really appeal to me, but we'll see how it looks. But
Admittedly, I fast forwarded through the commercials, so
yeah,
I
I
didn't
wasn't
actually see
like
what it was.
didn't appeal to me at all, but we'll see how that is. This has been Around the Bases, the pop culture and sports podcast with your host.
Charlie Seymour.
And I'm Tim Sternberg. Until next week, have a great week, everybody, and be kind to yourself and to each other. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.